What's up, guys? This is Mark from Essencially. I'm really fucking excited about how everything is going, how the channel is growing, and so on. And this is something that I'm doing for the not is it for the first? I may have done this before on the channel. I can't remember. But anyway, so we have a new group, the Honest Drop Shippers. I'll put a link in the description. Um, and what I'm trying to do with this group is to have as many people as possible in there who actually dropship, who want to learn to dropship. We're going to review courses, software, everything, DSG, the whole nine, right? Like, I allow everyone to post whatever the fuck they want as long as it's around dropshipping, because we will call your ass out. Like, if you have something that's competing with DSG and it's better than DSG, I have no problem that you post it there. Like, none whatsoever. Because with DSG, I want to be the best. And if even without DSG, I want to be able to use the best software and get the best information. So fuck it. That's where we are. Anyway, so in the group, we have a new member, Stefan. He posted his Shopify store. Now, he wanted me to give him some feedback on this store. I've done this in the past. I think I have one video like this. And I before I move forward, I just want to comment on this. I know a lot of you guys worry about posting your source, someone would steal your niche and all that type of stuff. But my thing with dropshipping, my thing with my Shopify stores and Shopify dropshipping, I try to stay away from niches or stay away from a strategy that someone could just come and fucking copy. So when I review this website, I'm going to do in a second, be a little patient, guys. I will talk about what I would have done differently. So even if it's on YouTube reviewing, someone just can't come behind you and copy your ass. All right, so let's get into it. So the name of the site is Woody Style, I guess woodystyle.com. Right, there's a pop-up. Okay, yeah, that's cool. The site looks clean. Even with my shitty third world internet, it works fine. I usually, when it comes to branding and stuff that I don't know, or I'm publishing that is not, like, people don't know this shit, I would put a phone number that they could call or something, even if it's a Google Voice and it rings to a voicemail saying you're busy or some shit. But just to add confidence, right? Anyway, let's get into it. Like, I really want to do this review too because I like watches. I used to be a watch person, I'm not anymore. So boom. So first there's featured collection. He has men's, women's, right? His first concern was that he has a 54% bounce rate. So my question was, okay, you have a 54% bounce rate. What the fuck are you doing? Like, where are you driving the traffic? So basically, let me see. I copied and pasted his message. Where's this shit? Yeah, I copied it and pasted his message here so I could read it while I'm on the video. So he said, I made an ad that targeted men from 25 to 34 from the US that watch We Wood and Tree Hut. So basically people who are, other men who are interested in We Wood or Tree Hut, other wood watch companies, right? So basically he started an ad campaign offering 15 to 10% off, blah, blah. Okay. And he has a big bounce rate. So first of all, when he told me all this, my first action was like, I don't know nothing. I wouldn't wear wooden watches, me personally. That's just not me, maybe in the future. So I first went out and checked out WeWood. So I checked out WeWood. I'm just going to pull it up here for you guys to see. Right? So I checked out WeWood. The prices are a little more expensive than what he has. So, okay, I get your thought process. If they're interested in these watches, they might be interested in yours. Boom. Okay. Let's minimize this. Then I went to the other watch thingy. What was the name of it? Tree Hut. So I went, checked out Tree Hut. I'll put it up for you here as well. So Tree Hut, just off the top, they have a watch that's a little cheaper. There's a stainless steel watch that's around the price. So Tree Hut seems to be a little cheaper than Woody Styles. I'll get into it in a second, all right? But there's a lot to talk about here. So Tree Hut seems to be a little cheaper than what you're promoting. So I would question that, right? Now, when I come to your watches, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Buddy. What's his name? I can't remember the dude's name. I don't want to go into my Facebook to check. But when I come to check your watches, right? you have a name, Ambassador Wood Watch, Husky Wood Watch, all this stuff. My guess is you're using sort of generic names because you're not promoting a brand. But what I immediately noticed that every single watch that you have up is a branded watch. So it says Bamboo, right? So what I did, I forgot to save this. So what I then did was just did a quick Google search for Bamboo to understand what the fuck you're selling. Because you have to understand, when it comes to watches, especially at the price point that is being sold for on your site, my dude, $139, the brand kind of matters. Like, I wouldn't spend $139 on a Bamboo watch that I never heard the brand. Like, I never felt it. I don't know if it's strong or whatever. There's no feedback. There's no social proof. But anyway, I'll get into that in a second. So, Bamboo, okay, it looks pretty, $139. So I did a quick search for Bamboo. So there is a bamboo.com and there's a Bamboo Home. Let me see what we're looking at here. I'll get into the solutions in a second, right, guys? Right now, I'm just kind of critiquing some of the issues that I'm seeing. So Bamboo watches, so it's clear that you're selling the same shit from another brand. I don't know, maybe, I don't know who's supplying the watches. I'll be curious to see what your margin is. If your margin is $100, great. If your margin is like $20, that's a waste of fucking time. So off the jump, right? I'm seeing the same watches you're selling for $10 less on some other site, right? On the, I guess, home side. And I bring that up only because, okay, if you are selling cheap shit, if you're selling watches for like $20 or $30 or $40, I wouldn't have gone through all of this. Like, I wouldn't have searched for it. But you have to think about what you're selling, who's buying what you're selling. If you're selling a watch for $140, essentially, like, I would do, me personally, something personal as a watch I'm going to walk around with, I'm going to depend on for the time, all the time, I don't want it to fuck up, I'm going to do a little research on that $129, $139 watch. So that's, I'm a little skeptical about what you chose to market this watch. Now, if you want to market your store, Udi Styles, as an authority on watches, because the difference between you, Tree Hut, and Wood, whatever, what's the other fucking thing? What is this motherfucker? I just opened this shit. And We Wood. The difference between you, We Wood, and Tree Hut is that We Wood and Tree Hut have their own branded watches. So they are building a brand loyalty on those watches. Now, if you're positioning yourself as an authority on Bamboo watches, I could kind of see you bringing in other brands and throwing it in your store and then marketing it that way. You need a lot more social proof and maybe a Facebook group to sell something as personal as a watch. Now, if you marketing Bamboo watches as a different alternative or a wooden watch or whatever the case may be, and you just want to market pure wooden watches, I would suggest you stay away from the branded watches and you stay away from the price, if you understand what I'm saying. So outside of that, I think a lot of people take this whole drop shipping thing a little more like, let me flip a coin, turn on some fucking Google ads or Facebook ads or YouTube ads and hope something sells without thinking about how you position your store and stuff. That's the whole problem. Like, too many people are just posting fucking sales and not going deeper and explaining why they think the sales happen and how to continue sales. But anyway, let me not go in. So if you want to go at this price point, you have at that 100 and above price point, and especially with branded watches, I would suggest that you position yourself. You need to give a reason for why these motherfuckers are going to click through. If they're going to click through and then use your 10 or 50% discount on something that they really want, like a Rolex, a Casio watch, or something that already had brand loyalty, I get it. If they're going to click through and spend 10 or 15% on a watch that they could get somewhere else, and that's the only thing your store is selling, you need to put a little more work in those things. Hopefully I'm walking through some stuff so you'll get it. You'll get the idea. So another question I wanted to ask you before I left and I made a mistake and didn't, is I wanted to ask you where you're getting the watches and what your margin is, because that would also play a role in your strategy. So what I did with my skepticism on the branded watches, and especially the price point, is a combination. If it was like this bullshit brand and was like $40, I will kind of like play the flip a coin role, right? Without trying to position yourself. But you're trying to get somebody to take out their wallet and spend $139. All right, so I did a quick. I went to AliExpress and I just searched bamboo watches just to see what the fuck I'll find, right? And as I suspected, I found a ton of watches with e-packet that are $20, $11, right? 13 after shipping, or 14, $15 was shipping, free shipping. So that's $15. I think this is a cool one, right? I could go into like this, and again, this is just my, when I say cool, right? Those details, like those antlers and stuff, when I say cool, all that allows me to do is target my niche better. So other than look for American males who are into wooden watches, I could also do a cross section with people who hunt or people who are interested in the outdoors. So you even try to get in the minds of someone close, you get directly down to someone who would want this watch, right? You see what I'm saying? So what this search on AliExpress gave me is the idea that, one, you have a lot of options where you could drive traffic directly to a specific watch instead of just a discount, because doing a discount proposal for something at $100 assumes that the person wants the item already, and the only reason they're clicking through is because they're gonna get a 10 or 50% discount, right? And this is without me, like you told me you don't have a landing page, you marketing on discounts, which is fine, but I still think the price point is a bit high, right? So what I'm showing you is you have a ton of other watches. If you want to tell a story and say, hey, you are the eco-friendly watch guy, or you are the renewable material watch guy, I don't know what the fuck, I'm not a hippie, right? But I'm just saying, like, you have to position yourself where you have a value add. Like, when people get to you, they have to feel like, oh shit, I found the place, right? There's even this shitty ass watch for $7 and it has free e-packet. Like, you have a lot of options, you have a lot of things to play with. Okay, so let me not ramble on about all the options you have, right? So let me just go into the store. The design is nice and clean. I like it. I would put in some sort of phone number or something to add some sort of more of authority, more I trust these motherfuckers to send them $140. I would build a Facebook group. I would not only stick to the one brand. I would more strategically, you see this 15% off thing, I would more strategically do my Facebook marketing, maybe to a specific watch, maybe get, and that's the other thing about watches, right? Like, people don't buy, generally speaking, the average person doesn't buy a ton of watches. So what you could end up fucking doing, which is kind of sucks, is that you could end up marketing to people who are interested in those fucking watch brands when they already have the 2 or 3 wooden watches that they will ever want. And then when it stops working, then they look to buy another one. Like, your marketing is still flipping a coin. And when it comes to paid marketing, I don't like flipping coins because you're just gonna fucking lose money, right? So I think the niche that you chose is interesting, wooden watches. I think you have a good start. I think you have a nice site. Like, if, for an example, if I were you, instead of paying for fucking paid marketing to these expensive watches, what I would do is I'll go to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, look for some fashionable dudes. Like, I could find dudes that talk about fashion on YouTube. I could find guys that post a lot of photos on Instagram. Email them and say, hey buddy, I have this store, we sell bamboo watches, this is what I want to do. I want to know if I could send you one of the watches. I would choose one of the cheap watches from AliExpress that actually might look pretty good, and you could do a decent markup, maybe $50, $60, right? So what I would do is I will send him the watch, say, hey buddy, this is what I want to do. I want to send you a watch that you could try and see if you like it, see if it's strong and stuff. Once you get it, if it lives up to, because I don't want you to promote something as a piece of shit, if it lives up to what you would wear, what I want to also do is maybe give you an affiliate link that you could put in your, like you could brand it, put it below your video or post or whatever the case may be, and give me a shout out on my watch, on this watch. So everyone who goes to the watch will pick it up, or you could give you a shout out on the store, right? But you understand what I'm saying? Because it's a personal thing. You're talking about a fucking watch. Like, it's something very personal, something that someone's gonna walk around with all the time. So I think that is those two different strategies I just mentioned to you. Again, I'm just reviewing it on the fly quickly. It's already 15, 16 minutes. I'll try to do like 2 or 3 of these a week if you guys keep asking. But hopefully a lot of what I mentioned to you, you would take and understand and value. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully anyone else watching this video who wants to get into Shopify could learn from it and take away something from it. Anyway, guys, love you. Travel the world, make that money. Look in the description for the free group. We start a mastermind group. I'll put it in the description. You can link over and join, ask questions. We talk about all different type of drop shipping. Subscribe, guys. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and have a good one. Hopefully this was very helpful, and I'm excited to do more. Peace. Later. It's late. I need to go do something.